Street bikes, naked bike, backbone type, standard motorcycle, super naked, sport naked, maraming tawag dito, pero iisang class ng motor lang ito. The street bike has been around since the dawn of motorcycles. If you would search Wikipedia for standard motorcycles, magugulat ka sa dami ng motor from different manufacturers. Ito yung class ng motor that is for everybody. Ito yung class ng motor that will teach you the basics before advancing to different categories. This is the most flexible motorcycle class as it can cover all types of usage, whether if it's for city riding, highway, semi-off-road, track, adventures, and more. Back then, napakalimitado lang ng choice mo. But fast forward today at marami ka ng pagpipilian with prices ranging up to 165,000 pesos. But what if newbie ka or on the budget lang talaga to buy a street bike? Then worry no more, because I will present free capable 150cc street bikes that you can buy for less than 100,000 pesos. Namely the Keeway RKS150, Suzuki Gixxer 155, and the Yamaha FZi. So stay tuned and stick around. Natatandaan ko ang tatlong motor na ito dahil pinagpilian ko rin ito before. Let's start with the most affordable and the oldest of the three, and that is the Keeway RKS150. It was launched way back before the Gixxers and FZis. Nasa third generation na rin ito and retaining the same engine since it was first launched here in the Philippines and gave it with a new decal and disc brake on the rear. Keeway's mother company is called Suzuki Group, wherein sila din ang nagmamay-ari ng Benelli, Italy since 2005. Therefore, mag-sister company sila and they share advancements, designs, and engineering to further benefit the overall sales of the two company, depending on the market they serve on. Therefore, ang Keeway RKS model ay isang Benelli hiding on Keeway branding. Ngayon, bago ka mag-judge na ay gawang China, sirain yan. Well, not all Chinese bikes are made the same, as Benelli and Keeway makes quality motorcycles at affordable prices, and they export bikes mostly for the European market kung saan mitikuloso sila sa quality. Benelli and Keeway are good quality motorcycle manufacturers from China, and they differ from other Chinese bikes when it comes to research and development. The RKS150 is designed and engineered by Benelli Centro Stile, Italy, and mass-produced by Suzuki Group in China under the Keeway branding. Yan ang dahilan kung bakit kakaiba ang looks ng RKS. Parang hindi designed ng isang Chinese company. It looks more European. Simple at hindi madaling maluma, and I like it, kaya nasama ito sa options ko noon. It borrowed the looks of its bigger Benelli Tornado brothers in a smaller package. At yan din ang dahilan kung bakit may makikita kang stickers at embossed logos ng designed by Benelli. Engine on the other hand is a different story at magugulat ka kapag hindi mo pa alam ito. Ang makina ng RKS150 is not Chinese or Italian. Rather, it is the Japanese engine. The RKS engine is an old Suzuki GS125 engine as Keeway obtained the license and blueprints to manufacture it. The only difference is that they slightly increase the displacement for more power, and that is the reason kung bakit napaka-reliable ng RKS150 than the other Chinese bikes. The power plant is a simple carbureted 148cc air-cooled single-cam 2-valve semi-long stroke engine producing 12.1 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 11 Nm of torque early at 6,500 RPM, governed by a 5-speed gearbox that can slowly reach speeds above 120 km per hour, but that depends on your weight and road conditions though. Ngayon, bago ka magreklamo na ang baba ng specs nito, you would have to consider that this engine was based from a 125 at tinaasan lang konti ang displacement for more power, not to mention 2-valve and carbureted lang ito. Yes, it has the least power and a bit old tech, pero napakasimple lang ng design ng makina at kaya itong ayusin ng maraming mekaniko easily kapag magkaproblema just in case dahil kilala na ang makina na ito. And several parts are compatible with some Japanese models. And like any carbureted engine, napakadaling itono nito to produce more power without the complexities of computers. Not to mention, may unique intake sound ang RKS na parang sumisipot, and I find it amusing when revving through the gears. For 68,000 pesos, you get a comfortable roadster with a relaxed, soft sitting position, 16-liter fuel tank, reliable yet simple engine, and a compact Benelli design bodywork. The next bike on the list is the most powerful of the bunch, and I would be honest, a bit sentimental dahil ito ang unang motor kong binili with my hard-earned cash, and it's the Suzuki Gixxer 155. Designed by the engineers in Suzuki, India with the help from the main headquarters in Japan, they gave birth to this simple yet capable roadster that changed and defeated the original pioneer of muscular 150cc bikes. Gusto ko munang klaruin ang model name na Gixxer dahil maraming nako-confuse kung bakit Gixxer rin ang tawag sa GSXR 150. Isa itong nickname ng mga riders sa US with the GSXR 600 and 1000 bikes. Since mahirap itong banggitin, they simply name it as Gixxer. And since hindi ito registered sa patents, Suzuki India claimed it and named the baby GSXS as the Gixxer 155. The Gixxer is on its third generation already. Initially, it had a carburetor and later upgraded to fuel injection and added a disc brake on the rear on the second generation. Currently, it is the same engine as it was before but slightly detuned for better fuel consumption rate. The only thing that has changed is that Suzuki redesigned the bodywork of the Gixxer and gave it a touch of European styling. Like me, hindi lahat gusto ang maraming decals. They like it plain and crisp na parang classic bike lang. And the third generation Gixxer delivers that new bodywork styling. Simple at elegante yet machong-macho ang looks with a sculpted tank, large diameter front forks and tires, at huwag kalimutan ang bagong LED headlamp assembly and compact dashboard that still includes a gear indicator. Isang tingin ko pa lang sa bagong Gixxer and I fell in love with this bike all over again. Powering the Gixxer is the reliable fuel-injected long-stroke 155cc air-cooled single-cam 2-valves engine producing 13.6 horsepower at 8,000 RPM and a healthy 13.8 Nm of torque early at 6,000 RPM, governed by a 5-speed gearbox that can reach speeds above 125 km per hour, depending on your weight and road condition though. Hopefully makuha natin yung hindi detuned version. Pero bago ka magreklamo na napakabagal naman ng Gixxer pagdating sa top end power, well ang forte nito ay more on low and mid-range power. Isipin mo 13.8 Nm of torque early at 6,000 RPM. To compare, ang pinsan nitong GSX S150 produces nearly the same torque but late at 9,000 RPM. To further improve the bike, Suzuki gave it a split-type seat which is soft and nicely padded, suitable para sa long ride even when tagging along with a pillion rider. And another thing na nagpa-improve sa handling ng Gixxer ay ang underbelly exhaust system nito. Ang cat converter ay nakalagay sa ilalim ng motor rather than kasama ito sa muffler, kung saan nagpapaganda ito ng center of gravity, kaya iba talaga ang handling abilities ng Gixxer, comparable sa mas mahal na motor above its class. For 94,000 pesos, you get a reliable, simple, value-for-money, sporty, air-cooled 150cc class roadster with an excellent handling comparable with more expensive bikes. Pero may isang cons ito. Medyo stiff ang suspension nito or matagtag for overall sportiness. And para sa iba, makunat ang seat nito and slightly arched forward. But if you want a macho-looking bike yet more on overall comfort above all, then look no further than the Yamaha FZi. The Yamaha FZi. Ito ang pioneer ng macho-looking 150cc class roadster since 2008. Kung wala ito, edi nagtitiis pa rin tayo sa mga underbone na pinapalapad ang gulong. Like the Gixxer, nasa third generation na rin ang FZi. Previously, the carbureted version had more displacement, but it was reduced to 149cc when fuel injection was added to further decrease the nasty fuel consumption rate. Isa ito sa pinagpilian ko before dahil sa isang factor alone, and that is comfort. Nung unang upo ko pa lang sa FZi version 2, ramdam na ramdam ko kagad ang kapal at lambot ng upuan nito, combine it with a soft suspension tuning, at solid ang build quality nito comparable sa mas mahal na motor. Look down on this motorcycle and it feels bulky and macho with its sculpted tank. Although wala pa dito sa Pilipinas ang third generation FZi, most likely dadalhin din ng Yamaha yan dito dahil nandito na rin ang third generation Gixxer. At syempre, Yamaha yan. Magpapahuli pa ba sila para i-revive ang 150cc air-cooled street bike segment nila? Diba? Powering the third generation FZi is the 149cc fuel-injected air-cooled single-cam 2-valves engine producing 12.4 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and a healthy 13.6 Nm of torque early at 5,500 RPM. Governed by a 5-speed gearbox that can reach speeds around 110 km per hour, depending on your weight and road condition. Yes, it has less power than the Gixxer, pero mas mababa ang fuel consumption at less ang vibration nito since hindi gaanong pressure the makina. Either way, itong tatlong motor na ito ay maganda ang quality and capable ang makina para sa street and low-speed touring. Kapag ikaw ay on the budget pero gusto mo ng komportable yet capable na 150cc class roadster, then the Keeway RKS150 will fit you well. If you want something sporty with a stiffer suspension tuning, clip-on like handlebars and more power throughout the mid-range, then the Gixxer will satisfy that thirst for grunt. But if you are someone na gusto ang chill ride lang at komportable ang suspension at seating yet capable at fuel efficient ang makina, then the FZi will serve you well. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe for more videos every week. Cheers!